Hi, I'm Jordan Ty, that Rucking guy, and it's day 27. Ah! Dumbass, dude. I'm like, I can't believe it. I don't know why that's what I want to say. I can't believe it because of how much I don't want to fucking get out here right before I film. That's why. Still. And it's because I still haven't figured out the routine. I'm so excited to be doing this now and feel like in the flow of it and feel like, oh my god, I'm putting videos out. Like, I'm finally fucking doing it, dude. Because I've been wanting to do this for years and just let like depression and anxiety like get the fuck in my way, you know? And gotta learn to not cuss in the first minute. But I've been so excited, so every night I'm just fucking staying up late on CapCut, like fucking around and being like, okay, what am I gonna make next? Okay, I can make it this compilation and that compilation, and okay, now that that's up, what's the next thing? And so I'm staying up till like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and then I gotta get out of here by fucking 7. 7, 8 o'clock. And now, I'm hella tired. I didn't get any rest. My body didn't get to repair. My knee, my foot, my ankle. You already know my back and shoulders. And it's just like, we're at the end of the challenge, essentially. And this has gotten easier. Like, it's not about the walk, it's about filling the time. And I guess, I know I've said it a bunch, like, oh, this is just practice for me. This is a rehearsal space for me to just like be gone. And obviously, this pack like brings my capacity down to 30%. But now I'm thinking about it like, oh right, this is kind of like stand-up. You know what I mean? I'm working on my routine. I'm working on my jokes. Like, hey, you ever think, da-da-da, like, you really think that motherfucker's working 350 times harder than the dude making the chairs? Etc. And so, yeah, it's like, I guess that's what we're working on here, folks. The one big stand-up routine, the one big speech that says it all, that, if capitalism, patriarchy, and white supremacy aren't even gonna benefit the people it's intended to benefit, well then, do we have to sit back and let all this suffering going on? I don't know why the fuck. I'm going for something new in this video, I think, and that's what's got me like, I'm like, what the hell? Why you sound nervous? Well, why you sound like this is the first week or something, And I think I don't know. I don't know what I think. I think I'm in a mind state of judging right now. No, I saw a good video that was like, I think it was like, it's like your feelings aren't a good evaluation of what's true. It's a good evaluation of the quality of your thinking. And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, like if I'm in a low quality thinking state, then I'm probably gonna feel like, some of these other negative emotions, because if I was thinking, in a higher capacity, or like a higher, thing, I'd probably be feeling like gratitude and self-love and acceptance and accept like that, So it's like, oh, I'm angry and I feel like, I'm thinking the worst shit ever about like, oh, that motherfucker, he cut me off, I'm gonna, rah, rah, rah. It's like, right, my emotions of anger or road rage or whatever are indicative of my low thinking quality at the time. And so thinking about it like that, it's like, right, that's why you make poor decisions when you're upset. But you think it's the emotion, I guess. It's like, oh, well, I was angry, that's why I did that. It's like, yes, of course, but no, you were angry. The quality of your thinking had dipped. And in that dip, you worked yourself up into being angry. And while you were angry, you did something, etc. But, like, I don't know. So I feel like I'm saying nothing but something. It's like, I lost it. You can change your life if you change your mind, okay? You can change your mind if you change your life. It's that easy. Because, okay, here's the thing. Is your body and your mind want to match up. So if you start telling yourself something like, oh, I'm a person who works out every day. I'm a person who works out every day. And you're not actually working out, eventually you're gonna start working out, or you're gonna have to come up with something new to tell yourself, because your mind's gonna be like, I can't keep thinking this because you're not doing it, right? But if you keep thinking it, it'll make you do it, and so, or vice versa. If you're doing one thing, but you're saying you're doing another, eventually, like, that contrast is going to come up. And so, if I just keep telling myself, like, oh, I'm not the kind of person who drinks soda, then when I think about drinking soda, I'm going to think, oh wait, no, hey, I'm a person who doesn't do that. And then so my body will want to match up with the code that I'm writing. And if my behavior doesn't coincide with that code, well, then I'm going to keep getting error messages about like either you do this or you don't. But being in contradiction with who you're telling me that you are and who I'm experiencing you as are two different things. And so yeah, you can make that choice, I guess. Or like, your body is a machine. If you fuel it right, it'll work for you. Your mind is a computer, but computers are dumb. They only know what you tell them. And so on the one end, obviously we get a lot of code from society, our parents, random strangers, exes, etc. But then you get 20, 25, and you got the master code, you know what I mean? Like, we're done writing it, now you gotta go through, you gotta read the code, you gotta look at it, you gotta be like, who the fuck put this in here? And you're like, wasn't me? It's like, yeah. So fucking delete that, write in some new code about, I don't ever feel emasculated. What the fuck? Like, I'm the only one with the power to fucking make me feel that way. So what the fuck? Do not run emasculated program alpha 9 when you hear these keywords, motherfuckers. Delete that from the code. But yeah, so I mean, when you think about it like that, it's like, right, okay, so I just have to program new code. And yeah, every system is running on a code of instructions. And if you just tell yourself, like, you know, I'm the only person that can make me feel embarrassed or cringe. I'm the only person who can make me feel insecure, you know, or self-doubt. It's like, well, if you just tell yourself you're that kind of person, then when shit pops up, that's the person you're going to want to be, you know? If you're constantly telling yourself, I mean, and you have to tell yourself as much as you can, just in your thoughts. Like, truthfully, honestly, I need to tell myself just multiple times a day, just like, I'm not the kind of guy who drinks soda. Yeah, you know, I mostly stick to water. I drink the fuck out of a clear American, though. A clear American pineapple coconut, a flavored sparkling water, specifically clear Americans. I fuck those up. But I don't drink soda anymore. And I just keep telling myself that. I keep telling myself that. And I keep telling myself that. But if I keep drinking soda, my body and my mind are going to be in conflict and be like, okay, you've been telling yourself you don't drink soda for like 3 weeks, but you're still drinking soda. And then that's where you come to the crossroads of like, okay, so my mind is telling me like, you either gotta stop drinking soda for real because you keep telling me that that's what you want to do, or stop saying that. Stop telling yourself that you don't want to drink soda because obviously you do. And so the inverses of that is also true. You know, it's like, man, you know, when you get that negative self-talk in your head, like, man, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, well, you telling yourself that is making you do that, or making you want to show up as the person you keep telling yourself that you are. And so if you don't want to show up like that anymore, you got to tell yourself all the time that you're not that person. Or like, you have to be affirming to yourself who you are and who you're trying to be all the fucking time, because your default code is wanting to keep you exactly how you are right now. And like, you know, it's obviously like, right, the safest thing that you could do and you could never get hurt is if you stayed at home and didn't do anything. Nothing could happen to you then except bed rot, and that's pretty safe. You know, I don't have to make decisions about keeping you alive and maintaining your survival. You're just chilling at the house, you know? So it's like, look, obviously comfort is a hard thing to avoid, but like, everything you want is on the other side of discomfort. And even like, I don't know, just everything. I don't know, I want to bring it to like dating and just like, oh, if you want to like meet people, you know, you got to get out, you got to go through the rejection, you know. And if you just do it enough times and you tell yourself, I'm not the kind of person who gets upset by rejection, then you just won't, you know. And just like, oh, all right, see you later, have a good night, you know, whatever. But yeah, so what am I telling myself these days? Who am I? And what am I doing? And wait to cross Seminary Drive. I am no longer waiting for the situation to be perfect, or for me to be perfect, or to put out a perfect video. I'm just somebody who posts. I'm somebody who posts because I don't care about being super professional and shit like that. Like, I want to be professional, but it's like, no, I will always maintain a level of like, I'm just some guy. I am very much for the motherfucking people, and I need you to like see that about me at all times. So it's like, right, I don't have to put on a fucking huge fancy production and like make videos up to the level of like, you know, million subscriber like fucking video essayist, you know. It's like, I'm just out here talking my shit, you know what I mean? I'm just some guy. Like, I'm no smarter than you. I don't have some magical fucking mystery figured out about the damn universe. I just watch a lot of videos. I got time to watch, and I got time to think. And that's all the fuck I've been doing since I was little. Like, I had friends growing up, but I was an only child, so I also spent as much time as I spent with friends. I also spent as much time alone in my room fucking thinking about shit, brother. And yeah, one of the first things on the table was like, why the fuck do my friends not live like me? Like, why do I, when I go to your house, it's dirty and it smells and it, you know, like, there aren't any fucking snacks, like, etc., etc. I mean, not that I was like thinking that as a child, but like in the sense of like, damn, like, what the hell? Like, Ben's cool. Why can't he? You know, this seems stressful, and it is, because living in poverty is fucking stressful. Like, it's so fucking dumb to me when people are like, oh, fucking homeless people are nuts, man. Some people want to be homeless. And it's like, give me a fucking reason why somebody would want to be homeless. Right, you can't think of one because you're dumb as fuck. Because nobody wants to be homeless. And then, yeah, like, homeless people are fucking crazy. Hey, I'm pretty sure being homeless makes you fucking crazy. Like, living on the street breaks your fucking brain chemistry, and eventually, yeah, you're gonna go crazy. Because I don't know how the fuck you sleep on the concrete and you're wearing weeks old fucking clothes and you've been driven past 20,000 times. You've been harassed by the police a bunch. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the whole world is seeing, hey, this guy. It would almost be like watching someone choke to death in public, and we're like, the rest of the world, like the rest of society, is just like watching this dude turn blue in the face. And he's like, hello, I'm obviously choking here. I'm doing the fucking Heimlich, somebody help me, and nobody's helping you. That would drive me nuts. Like, that would drive me fucking insane. To be like, I know you all see me out here. I know you see my little cardboard sign. Obviously, I need fucking help. What is going on? And it seems like nobody gives a shit. You know, rah, rah, rah. But it's like, well, yeah, it shouldn't be up to, like, other individual people to, like, help this person get off the street. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be like, well, any one of you locals could open up your home to him. It's like, well, why doesn't he have a fucking home in the first place? Why isn't it very easy to get off the street? It's like, we got the money for it, you know? Well, again, we don't have the money. The money's in the hands of some rich fucking piece of shit millionaire and or billionaire, and somehow we've got to fucking incept in his mind that it's his idea to do something fucking useful for society, because for some reason he fucking won't. Unless you make him think it was Jeff's idea, then we ain't doing it. We aren't improving things. We aren't doing anything until we can convince some rich guy that it'd be worthwhile for him. God, dude. It's like when you're negotiating, more importantly, when you're compromising, it's like the least reasonable person has the most power, because it's like, all right, well, I wanna damn, 30%. I wanna not collaborate. What? I just fucking said the word. Oh my god, it's like right on the tip of my brain. This is so annoying. I'm sorry, guys. Compromise. You go to compromise with Republicans, and they're like, I want to get rid of fucking pediatric hospitals. And it's like, what the fuck? No. And it's like, well, then I'm not voting for your bill. And we can't get anything done. And it's like, okay, fine. We'll cut funding to rural hospitals, I guess. Like, what the fuck? and then we do that, and so it's like, or my a different example of compromising with difficult people. It's like if we were all getting pizza together, like 4 of us are getting pizza together, whoever's the most picky out of the group has the most power in the group at that moment, because it's like, oh well, I'm down for most toppings, so am I. Yeah, I like this and that, I just don't like pineapple. And it's like, okay, reasonable. And then you get to like the Republican or billionaire option, and it's like, no, I don't like pepperoni, no bacon, no peppers, no banana peppers, no olives, no veggies, no ham, no chicken, I don't like that either. And you're like, oh, so then what the fuck can we have on the pizza? They're like, we can have dough, and we can have red sauce, and we can have anchovies. And you're just like, and somehow we got to compromise with this motherfucker, and it's like, actually no, you're completely unreasonable. I don't even know why the fuck we're friends. Like with Republican politicians. Like there's a good video of a guy being like, I don't like Trump anymore, can we still be friends? It's like, not a fucking popsicle stand and chance, a shit face, no. Whatever he said. And it's like, yes, dude, because there were so many things that were not a deal breaker for you that you just like continue to let slide, and like up until the very moment. But it's like, well, you do have to educate yourself though eventually. And spoiler alert, it's not up to any random people of color that you may know in your life. Do not ask your fucking coworker to break down systemic racism for you, or microaggressions, or like, don't ask the people you know to fucking explain, because it's not their job, and they've already had to explain it to a bunch of other fucking ignorant, misled white people while they fumble through, still being problematic. And that's the problem with like white people and with men, is that the people who love you, they want to be here with you on this journey, right? But like, say I'm a woman, and part of the journey of helping you as a man grow, it's like, yeah, I want to be here for your growth and to help you become a better man, but also the process of doing that is you like getting your fucking feelings hurt, yelling at me and calling me a bitch. So forgive me if I don't fucking applaud your new healthy mindset, that you posted on your fucking Instagram. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, look, I applaud you for wanting to grow, but it's also not my fucking job to like hold you by the hand and tell you that like, oh, it's okay that you used to treat me like shit. It's okay you didn't see me as a fucking human being before. That's okay. I'll teach you all about me and my people over lunch. It's like, no, motherfucker. You gotta go seek out professionals, go take a class, go watch a video, go read a book, like however the fuck you want to learn it. But it's up to you. So, but I'm like, okay, well then who's left for those people? Who's, because I'm of that same energy. I'm like, go fuck yourself, pal. I'll kick you in your fucking teeth. But at the same time too, I recognize that it's like people are indoctrinated at an early age. Their trauma and life experiences shape their worldview. Because it's like, yeah, Republicans go through fucking trauma and bullshit too, but because of their worldview or their fucking framing, like they blame somebody else, So it's like, the anger is real, the frustration is real, the disappointment with society and life is real, but who you're blaming and who you think the problem is completely fucking wrong. And it's like, right, most of us, we don't owe being nice to you, and I'm not even being that nice, you know what I mean? But I want to, at least. Or it's like, look, if you're a former Republican and you're tired of Trump and you want to learn about politics and you don't know where to start, hi, I'm Jordan Ty, that Rucking guy, and it's fucking day 27. I've been talking about politics, like semi-casually though. It's like, you don't need a history book or to be a mathematician or to fucking study political theory. It's like, Right, you know, it's just, does this make sense? And if the answer is no, well then let's drill down on that. It's like, wait, so the people that make the products and then the guy who kind of manages things, like he makes 400 times as much as the people who make the products? It's like, yeah. And it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. The guy at the bottom did most of the work. It's like, right, he did. And that person at the bottom is you at your job. You're the one doing most of the work. And the higher up you go, the less work you're doing. And yeah, sure, maybe you could convince me that, like, well, that you do need somebody supervising. You need somebody to manage what everybody else is doing, and from a bird's eye view, because the individual people can't see with the big picture. Okay, sure, maybe. I don't know, right? I mean, the team does need a coach. All right, fine. But, like, should the coach or should the owner or whoever, like, should they be making that much more? And yeah, like, and the thing is that if you're a former Republican or like a Republican in name only, a rhino, because you don't want to give up being a Republican, but you're done with Trump and the Republican Party. And it's like, well, that's a toughie, because if you don't like Trump now, well, then technically you've never liked the Republicans ever. If you don't like Trump, then you've never actually been aligned with Republican ideology, because he is the poster child. Like, Trump is literally the poster child of capitalism, patriarchy, and white supremacy, and what it can do, you know? It's like patriarchy, and because he's a man, obviously put him in a position above women. Capitalism is fucking bullshit, and is like, let me borrow $500 million, squander it, fucking fumble the bag, and then just give me like 200 million this time, and I swear we'll make it work, you know? And that's what you see with Trump fucking going bankrupt 7 or 8 times in a fucking row, and nobody seems to care. And it's like, this guy's not a good businessman. It's like, that shit doesn't happen. But then white supremacy is like, well, he's a rich, successful businessman, so obviously he knows what he's talking about, right? He's got to be somewhat smart. And it's like, no. Every rich motherfucker you've ever known in your life has an entire team of people whose job it is to make him more money, and to make him look good, and to make him look smart. Like, rich people and celebrities. It's like, these people I'd be fucking special too. I'd be the shit if I had a team of people whose job it was to make me look good and make me sound good and have me rehearse with my fucking talking points and etc., etc. Right? So the difference between, like, you're not ugly, you're just poor. Like, you just don't have money to look as good as these people do, and that is the only difference. Like, you're probably a 7 or an 8. You just can't afford it. And you know, that's another thing too, is that men have a hard time getting women. It's because you lack confidence, because you can't take care of yourself, because you can't afford to take care of yourself. And so, goddamn, I mean, if you want to get hotter, if you want to be more attractive, you literally need the money to do so. And so, demand higher wages. Go on strike, join a union. Like, you are not going to fucking grind your way to being the president of a company somewhere, or your own company for that matter. Because basically, to succeed in business without really trying, you need a fuck ton of expendable income. You just need to be able, like, in order to be a capitalist, you have to be financially stable and willing enough to be wrong 100 times in a row. And, like, that seems great from some sort of, like, entrepreneurial mindset of, like, you get knocked down 9 times, you get up 10. And it's like, yeah, that's great and all, except for the fact that every time you fail, you have essentially flushed millions of fucking dollars down the drain so that you can like, it's basically, we have the power and the freedom to uplift so many people out of poverty. But we won't do that because, you know, daddy wants a brand new car and he's about to gamble our rent money on it. And he loses, he sucks. He's a terrible fucking gambler. He loses our rent money all the time. And just because sometimes he wins and sometimes he takes us out to Bennigan's afterwards, like, does not change the fact that this motherfucker is very, like, frivolous with his money and putting us in constant danger. You know? And so, yeah, we could improve the lives of Americans, but, you know, daddy's got a gambling problem. And somehow we're like, no, dad's really smart. He knows what he's doing. And it's like, no, he doesn't. He's an alcoholic cokehead who says racial slurs when he's drunk. Like, American capitalism is not like, it's just not the move, guys. It's not the vibe. I don't know how else to convey this. No, I mean, it's a million examples, and who knows if you'll say something in just the right way, in just the right analogy, to convince the right person. Because, like, you know, if you could have been convinced by The Daily Show, you would have. If you would have been convinced by, you know, whoever, you would have. So, whoever needs to be inspired by me, or how I say things, or the way that I put analogies together, and it's like, brother, I don't even know. I was thinking of like how to explain the physics of a backflip or something in a unique way, but I don't literally have one. So, anywho. But yeah, so your voice matters. Everyone's voice matters. Because, yeah, you don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most clever. You just might put it in a way, though, that clicks for someone else, you know? It's like, you could hear, like, oh, save your money, be fiscal. It's like, okay. And then it's like, you could hear, like, hey, you know, forget the women, focus on the paper. You're like, okay. Like, you've heard it a bunch, you know? And then someone's like, you'll always lose money chasing women, but you'll never lose women chasing money. And for some reason that just hits your fucking brain, and you're like, my brain chemistry just changed, you know? And for whatever reason, that's what clicked. Because you've heard the same sentiment over and over and over again, right? And so, something that changed my brain chemistry recently was, I heard someone say, oh, the reason, like, you're not crazy. The reason why you keep thinking these thoughts and having these dreams, and like why you can't stop thinking about these certain things, is because it's something that needs to get done. And I was like, oh, fuck. The reason I can't stop thinking about politics and capitalism and patriarchy and white supremacy and how fucking dumb this shit is, and why we don't have to live like this and we don't have to fucking suffer like this, is because, motherfucker, I got a plan. Like, something needs to be done, and I need to do it. That's why I can't stop thinking this shit. And I'm like, oh fuck, okay, I gotta go get up. I gotta go post something, do something. I don't know, you know, whatever. And so that's what got me out here this morning, even though I was up till 4 last night. Something's got to get done, and I got to do it. That's why I can't stop thinking the way that I do. And I'm like, okay, so if I ever want to silence this, like, never-ending, I mean, literally, just everything, everywhere, if I see it, I'm like, oh, you know what sucks about that? The capitalism of it. You know, like this person, oh, their car was just, like, it's squeaking, like the suspension sounds off. Huh. Well, they probably can't afford to get it fixed. But, you know, having your car parts in need of repair and not repairing them is a situation that only gets worse. And so something that may have been a cheap fix in the present is going to be an expensive fix later on. And it literally only happened that way. Because people, like, when bad shit happens to you, people are so quick to be like, oh my God, why would you let that happen? And it's like, I didn't fucking let that shit happen. You know what I mean? It's like, well, why didn't you just get your brakes fixed? It's like, because getting a fucking brake job's like $900 fucking dollars. And I didn't have it all at once. You know, and now, like, I'm in a worse situation of getting in an accident and totaling my fucking car or something because I couldn't deal with this small issue later in the beginning. Or even take, like, oral health, right? It's like, ooh, you know, you probably have a cavity or something like that, and it'd probably be a quick fix, you know, but you don't have the money or you don't have the insurance, and so it goes and it goes and it goes, and all of a sudden now you need a root canal, you know, like you need an extraction. Like this situation compounded into something worse, and it's like all because you didn't have like all of that money at once, and it's because like you live paycheck to paycheck because of capitalism, and you don't get paid enough money because of capitalism. And so these people who are like struggling and, you know, living in poverty in these extreme situations, it's like, well, it doesn't have to be that way, and it's really fucking like, and this is who we're propping up. Like, remember, like when you see a bunch of Republicans sitting around the desk, they're all like pseudo millionaires. And so, and they just like, they're sitting around like the House just signed the worst bill ever, and it's these fucking crusty ass white dudes. It's like, this is who we're uplifting, and this is who we're sacrificing. Like, we're uplifting mediocre cokehead fucking idiots who edge consequences constantly, and millions of like living, breathing, contributing members of society and human beings, and mostly POC, even though most white people are poor as well. It's like we're sacrificing beautiful, intelligent, like sophisticated, beautiful people for like a bunch of fucking psychopaths. Like, you have more money than you need and that you could ever spend, and in order to maintain this frivolous pursuit of obtaining unlimited money, like just a gazillion, quadrillion, bagillion dollars, millions upon millions of real people are really going to suffer and really going to die unnecessarily. And you think like, oh yeah, that one news clip I saw of Gaza getting bombed, like that must have sucked. And it's like, no, because you don't fucking think about what it's like to live every moment, every minute, every hour, every day of that fucking life, and you can't escape from it, you know? And it's just like a drip that don't stop fucking dripping, you know what I mean? Like, that drip is hitting the top of your fucking dome, and there's nothing you can do about it, and then you just have to sit there and take it and take it and take it and take it, and eventually that shit is gonna drive you fucking nuts. And you wonder why, you know, poor people act the way they do, or the way that, like, it's like you're looking at the symptoms of poverty instead of the cause. Like, oh, you know why people drink? You know why people do drugs? Because their fucking lives suck. And why is their lives suck? Because of capitalism. Like, because of poverty and all the fucking horrible shit that comes along with it. And it's like, you don't even have to make these people rich. Just pull them out of poverty. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean about... So, you know, whenever I talk about communism, you know, people are like, oh, isn't that when everyone's paycheck's the same? And it's like, no, you fucking idiot. Because to each according to their ability, to each according to their need. But also, more importantly, like, you know, having universal basic income, or people making like around the same amount, or et cetera, it's not about capping the top, it's about uplifting the bottom and how low the bottom should be. Like, in my opinion, the bottom of society, like an absolute loser in society, should be somebody who works part-time, pays their bills, and barely has a hobby. So it's like you just work and you live comfortably. That's it. And it's like, yeah, I contribute to the society, and then I come home and watch YouTube. And it's like, that's all you want to do? It's like, yeah, what a fucking loser. And like, okay, fine. If you want to think that that person is a loser, cool. And if you want more than that, well then yeah, fucking do what you supposedly are doing, which is fucking Sigma grind setting and fucking really earning it. So it's like, if you wanted to be richer in a communist country, you could just work harder, open a business, start a small business, like etc. etc. And so it's about raising the bottom, because right now the bottom in America is sleeping on the concrete and eating out of the trash can. And I don't think, to me, it's like life's a stage and we're all merely players. We all have our role to play. I don't think anybody's role in the world or society should be a guy who sleeps on the concrete and eats out of the trash can. You know what I mean? I think that we're all deserving of a little bit more dignity than that. Do I need a drink? No, because I've told myself at least 3 times on this walk, I'm not the kind of person who drinks soda. And so I know that I have a Monster at home, and I probably will drink it eventually, but I don't have to get any more Monsters, and I don't need one right now, and I can go home without having gotten one. And that's a step. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you want to be hard on yourself and you want to hold yourself to a standard, but you also have to be able to recognize the little steps and celebrate those little steps. And like, what I mean is mark your progress. It's like, you're not going to wake up one day and be like, right, and I never drank soda again. But like, recognize that, like, okay, right, this is a new code, this is a new thought that I like to hear. I like to hear it when I say, oh yeah, like, yeah, I mean, I used to carry like extra weight that I didn't need or that didn't fit my frame well, but it's like I stopped drinking soda. Or at least I want that story from Mac on It's Always Sunny to be true. It's like, oh, how'd you gain all the weight to play that? And it's like, oh, I just drank a gallon of ice cream every day. And how'd you lose the weight? I stopped drinking a gallon of ice cream a day. And so it's like, right, I want that story for me to be true. I stopped drinking a gallon of ice cream a day, and I lost the weight. And also, obviously, working out and doing this ruck and stuff. But, like, I haven't been in the gym in really, like, since the first week. Because trying to go to the gym, like, after doing this ruck, like, fucking sucked. And once I had the excuse to, like, yeah, I mean, I'm just so sweaty and so tired. Like, let's go another day. And it's like, well, you're doing it every day of the month. So what? You're just not going to go to the gym for the entire month? And pretty much kind of what happened, But it's okay. It's like, obviously, I'm still being active, and your fucking life doesn't revolve around the gym, and progress isn't linear. And just because I didn't fucking go for a couple weeks doesn't mean I fell off or bullshit like that. And then, again, what I'm doing, you constantly have to be checking the code. Like, brother, hey, guess what? You are an alpha, and you should act that way. Meaning that alpha versions of computer systems are volatile and dangerous and need constant updating. You should be looking at your fucking code and updating it constantly, because you are unsafe for the public, my guy. Like, stay away from the public until you at least get into a beta version of yourself, meaning that you've worked out some of the fucking kinks and your program can actually run smooth without fucking objectifying a woman. Fuck. Don't pop out until you can interact without committing microaggressions. But I can't stop microaggressing. No, my microaggression is every time I see black people out and about, I perk up a little bit. I'm like, friend. I'm like, wait, no, you can't talk to people just because they're black and they look cool. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone's your fucking, you can't make friends with everyone just because you're a fucking golden retriever and you want to, like, hey, you want to be my friend? Like, no. leave that person alone, But again, it's like, the reason why I hang out with like mostly women or POC or like, you know, gender non-conforming people and stuff, it's like I don't want to have to be on pins and needles. I don't want to have to be on edge about you saying some fuck ass shit. It's like, oh yeah, you're white, but you know, it's no big deal, no problem. And then you remind me that your fucking parents are Republican and you grew up that way and that's how you low-key still think. And sorry, I'm probably blowing the fuck out of the mic. But like, you know, and so it's like, I want to let my guard down. I don't want to have to worry about that. And so black people feel like, I don't have to worry about that. I'm never going to have to worry about that. I'm never going to have to worry about a black person saying some fuck ass shit in a white supremacist way, you know, or a racist way. Might say something homophobic, that's neither here nor there. Or, at least it's my personal belief, that a lot of the negative stereotypes that we associate with women or black people or other races of people, I genuinely don't believe that those things come from them, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think there's like a problem with homophobia in the black community because of black people inherently. I feel like white supremacy, slavery, etc., has created a generational trauma of a feeling that manifests as homophobia, you know? And like, I'm completely fucking making this up. This is like a risky take to fucking put out. But for me, it's like, I think there might be homophobia because back in the day, right, like you'd be working and then your white slave owner or whatever would come by. You know, it's like they don't just pop out with the violence and abuse, right? They tease it out, they talk shit to you. They're like, oh, you fucking like that boy, huh? Yeah. And so they might say some slick shit to you earlier in the day and you're like, okay, I don't know what the fuck that meant. And then you realize later, like, oh, that meant he was going to take you out back and violate you, right? And so you learn to like, bro, you can't entertain that shit for a second. If I entertain any sort of like that I'm cool with that or okay with that or something, like somebody's going to take advantage of me, you know? And so you have a very strong response to being perceived that way because you don't want to be taken advantage of or something. I don't know. Like I said, I just literally made that up. But like, hey, as a white person, it's not hard to think about like, oh man, I wonder what generations of sexual and physical violence and mutilation would do to people. You know, it's like, it probably fucked them up for a long time, even if it didn't specifically happen to them, you know. But I don't, you know, it's like white people, you don't think about what it's like to be other people, and so you don't fucking know, and so you think stupid shit like, oh, some people want to live in the hood. Yeah, and I wanted to saw my foot off when I got captured by Jigsaw. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What am I talking about? I don't know. I'm like a little worried about that. I'm worried about that homophobia origin story. But I don't know, you know what I mean? But it's not, I guess the same as like, right, like, oh, we have negative stereotypes about women that they're this, they're that. It's like, I don't think that inherently comes from them. I think that's from what patriarchy has done to women, you know? So it's like, oh, we associate these negative stereotypes with these people, but the people is not who it originated from. It is a direct response of white supremacy, patriarchy, and capitalism. So anyway, see you guys tomorrow.